Hi everyone and welcome back to our Reddit stories.
Hi.
Hope everyone's doing well, and today's episodes are all about the devil.
Devil. He's an evil prick.
Oh, he is.
Stones got a song about that, Sympathy for the Devil. I like it anyway.
They're always interesting stories, aren't they?
Yeah, usually better than the arseholes.
Well, yes, that's why we thought we'd do this tonight. So, alright, might as well just get straight into it.
I reckon.
And
We'll go from there.
we'll find all these devils, I guess.
Well, if they're devils.
Wow, isn't that the reason why they've been moved here?
Usually, yeah.
Alright, so our first story is, it originated from Relationships Advice. So, I pretended to have a vasectomy. 2 years later, my wife is pregnant.
Either you didn't have a vasectomy, or she's sleeping with someone else.
Didn't you just hear that title? I
Yeah.
pretended.
I did.
Yeah.
I'm well aware of what he said.
So I think I already know who the devil in this situation is.
More than likely.
Alright, so the original post. Hello Reddit, I have been a long time lurker, but I haven't posted. I'm a frequent user of this app. However, my wife doesn't really like it, but I still want to be precautious as she knows my user, so this is my throwaway account. By the way, I put a TLDR on the bottom. I am going through a horrible dilemma and I'm so deep in, I have no idea what to do. My wife and I have been married for 9 years and we have 2 kids together and we aren't planning on having any more. Well, my wife is set on that idea, but I wanted to have at least 5 kids.
Jeez.
And she only wanted to have 1 or none. This doesn't take away from the fact that she is a great mother. It's just her preference. Going into the marriage, we sort of compromised to have maybe 2 or 3 kids. I am set on having 3, but she didn't want any more. It's been 5 years since having the first 2, and around 2 years ago, she was hell-bent on me getting a vasectomy. I wasn't comfortable with it and refused, but it became the centre of our arguments. We dated for 5 years before getting married, so we have been together for a total of 12 years. When this occurred, now we have been together for 14 years. These were such lovely times, and I didn't want to end our relationship on this, especially since we have kids together. So I agreed to the vasectomy after months of arguing. Well, going by the title, I'm assuming he pretended to agree.
I'm guessing he went to the doctor, so
Yeah.
the pub with his mates, came home. Oh, yeah, it's getting done. A couple of weeks later, went to the pub with his mates.
It got done.
It got done.
Yeah.
I don't think you can just pretend that it happened.
Anyway, let's go. Fast forward to now, my wife is pregnant. She doesn't know how this could have happened, but I do. I never got the vasectomy.
I'm sorry. These people.
2 years ago, I pretended that I got it, and I told her someone else took me to the appointment, and I took off a week of work so I can recover from it.
Hang on. How? Why do you need a week off?
I don't know.
It's not a week off thing.
Anyway, I tried to take precaution during sex by pulling out, but it clearly didn't work. Now my wife is furious as I told her that the vasectomy could have failed rather than telling her the truth. She is also scheduling appointments with lawyers so she can sue the practice in which I received the surgery. However, if they have the records, it will prove that I never got it. Problem is, you were told that there is a chance. So how can you sue them when it is never 100% guaranteed?
And look, I know he's gonna have been put down as the arsehole, the devil, and everything else. But why didn't she go to one appointment?
Because he said someone else was taking him.
Yeah, but still,
Anyway,
he must have a good mate for that.
now my wife is also thinking about having an abortion, but I am trying to convince her to drop this whole thing. And if anything, this child is a miracle. What should I do now? I'm worried if I tell her the truth, then she will leave me. I don't want to lose her. She's the love of my life. I don't know what I can do without her. I know this is my fault, but please help me on how I should go about this. TLDR. Wife got pregnant. She thinks I have a vasectomy, but I never got it. She wants to sue the practice. How do I tell her? So it's just a bit
First
of
of all,
breakdown.
if you go and tell the truth, there's a high possibility
You ain't gonna have a wife.
you're not going to have a wife because the lawyers will go from the practice to him.
Oh yeah.
That's my honest opinion is, but she may very well accept it, but then say, well, you can go get one now, but I'm coming with you.
I doubt it.
Problem is
After
that's
all
going to be
these
a
lies.
rocky relationship for
It's
the rest of
gonna
the
be-
relationship.
Oh yeah.
So it'd be hard for the kids. I'd feel sorry for them.
Alright, so some comments. So I haven't read this comment yet, but I'm guessing it's down further. Okay, but lol at the guy in the comments thinking a vasectomy means they cut your balls off, like neutering a dog, and the wife should have noticed they were still there.
They just put sheep rings on.
Yeah.
Couple of days they drop off, you're all good to go.
So the wife should have noticed. So
Yeah.
goes, this man will no doubt be re-elected to Congress.
Oh Jesus. That's
I haven't come across that comment yet, but I had to say it.
Well, I'm guessing that's basically the comment is, how did she not notice? Well, you wouldn't. I should say, you don't. So, it's not it's not an obvious thing. You can't tell from the outside what's going on the inside.
Yeah, no, like,
He's,
I don't know how you could lie. I really don't.
Not about things that can be absolutely life-changing. She wanted one, if
couldn't
not
do it.
none, and he wanted 5. I look at that and go, why? All right, you might love each other, but why'd you get married? Like, obviously you want completely different things when it comes to kids.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a big part of life.
Well, you wanted 3. I wanted 4. We ended up with 5.
Yeah. That just doesn't work in my
So we
book.
didn't compromise.
Yeah.
That was our compromise.
Well, have an extra one. Yeah.
So, if she wouldn't have had sex with him knowing he wasn't sterile, this is rape by coercion. There's no coming back from that. And on the physical and mental trauma of pregnancy, doubled when it's unwanted, plus the fact that he's trying to talk her out of an abortion, and he's truly an evil man. Yeah?
Yeah, well, in a funny way, it kind of is rape by coercion, isn't it? There is so much trust he's broken.
Ooh,
You'd
yeah.
never trust him again. She wouldn't have been having sex with him if she knew he hadn't had the snip. Well, she wouldn't have been having unsafe sex, thinking that, or knowing that there's a possibility she'd get pregnant. So, in the long run, I think, well, I hope the best thing that she did was probably leave him. But that's so hard on the other kids too, because they lose their father.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
the father's just a dickhead.
Pretty much. Hell, I had a vasectomy because I couldn't see bringing a child into this up world, and Jackass here lied about it and raped his wife. I hope she found out, divorced him, pressed charges, and got her abortion.
Yeah, honestly, that person's almost on it, I reckon.
Someone's like, wow, filing against a practice for a failed vasectomy is rather drastic, considering the process itself is reversible. But I'm not from a litigation culture, so what do I know? Nevertheless, you have to accept that what you did was selfish clownery of the highest order, and it is coming back to bite hard. You have lied to and deliberately deceived your wife, who actually has grounds to press rape charges against you, as I doubt she would have had sex with you should she have known you were still fertile.
Yeah.
Choices
That's what I
are to hug your children for the last time as she divorces you to high heaven, or at least begin to make it right. Accept that she wants an abortion, get your sperm frozen, and a real vasectomy. Your only choice here is to handle it yourself, because once a lawyer finds out you wasted their time, good luck fighting them in court.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, like, that they still say vasectomies are reversible. A lot of the time now, they're not.
It's still possible, but yeah.
It can,
You're always told there's a possibility if
it
you
can
ever want it
heal
reversed,
itself.
it won't work.
Well, these days they actually, what's the best way to do it? They cauterize it.
Still is reversible, but hard.
It's hard, and I think it's big money too. It's not just
I was
going
gonna
and
say,
get
and
it
it's
fixed.
been like that for years, and
Yeah.
they do say that even if you get the reversal, it's not always guaranteed.
No, the reversal.
Very, very rarely, actually, I think it's guaranteed.
No,
It's
but
a
then there's people out there
possibility.
that have been sorted, and eventually they get someone pregnant and go, "How the hell is that possible?" You know.
Yep.
So.
So you betrayed her and used her body against her wishes, and now you have fucked over your whole family because your dishonesty and abuse. Hope you'll have the balls to be honest, but since you seem like a thoroughly selfish person, you'll probably keep lying. I hope she finds out and gets far, far away from you. Shame that will hurt your children so much, but that's on you. You disgust me and are no better than a rapist. Yeah, a lot of people have said that, and you know what? I wish we knew who he was, because his wife deserves to know.
Oh,
I know, not your business, but still, when
Oh,
it comes
look,
to something like that.
it'd be funny if there was an update and it was from the wife.
And one last comment. You 100% need to come clean to your wife. This is a
Yeah.
huge deal. If you don't, you're going to think about it every time you see your child, if she keeps it, and eventually she will find out. You do realise that you're lying about a vasectomy is equivalent to a woman lying about birth control, right? Finally, be honest and seek some therapy for yourself. Everything comes out eventually. It does.
That's right. I think the best thing for him to do would be go up to her, be honest, disregard the baby for the minute, and just go, "I lied, and that you're sorry," and so on and so forth. If she decides to divorce you, deal with it.
1% chance that she might forgive you, you hope for.
Hope she doesn't divorce you. Hope she doesn't charge you for rape.
Oh yeah, that's it.
And when it comes to the abortion side to it, don't even bring it up. If she does that, that's her choice, because you f***ed up.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
An asshole.
Yeah.
Or a devil.
Devil, definitely. And this was 5 years ago. So if the baby did make it to the world, it'll be 5 years old now.
Or 4.
Or 4. And they may or may not still be married.
It'd be nice to know, wouldn't it?
It would
After
be.
so long.
But anyway...
Married with 7 kids.
Alright, I'm going to read the next story now.
Yeah, alright.
Alright, so, again, as we know, this story is from Am I the Devil?
We're on that.
I think we might be. So, it goes, my wife brought me a car and the house we live in, but now she expects me to pay for her haircut.
How come you haven't bought me a wife and a car? You can buy me a wife too, but a house and a car.
She's been unreasonable, right? So this was originally on Am I the Arsehole, titled, Am I the Arsehole for not wanting to pay for my wife's spending money? So obviously the person that reposted on Am I the Devil has changed its title.
Oh, well, yeah, that didn't surprise me much.
Alright, so throw away because people who know me are on here. It's always the case, it seems to be.
They're always throwaways, but you know what happens? The people that know you often
still find it.
I was going to say, they listen, read Am I the Arsehole and see us and go, hang on, this is like my mate.
Yeah. Anyway, before the birth of our daughter, my wife and I both worked full-time in low-middle earning jobs, with my wife earning a bit more than I, but not by much. My wife returned to work out of necessity when our daughter was 3 months old. Her mental health became pretty bad, and she has a minor disability that makes work life a little hard, and she found it a bit worse after having our daughter. But we had to do what we had to do. My wife's nan, who sort of raised her and was her only family, passed away sadly when our daughter was 6 months old. My wife inherited everything she owned. It was a big inheritance, not enough for us both to immediately retire, but a lot. Enough for us to buy a decent house outright, a new car each, and to put some away for a comfortable retirement. I wish I had someone like that.
Yeah, man.
Don't wish anyone to
Don't
pass
want to
away,
die,
but inheritance would be good. Shortly after her nan died, my wife stopped working and became a stay-at-home mum, partially due to grief and struggles at her job, and a bit because she always would have preferred to stay home with our daughter. Thing is, though, I'd rather not work and be a stay-at-home dad too, but I've been sucking it up because we still need an income to get by. My wife spoke with me recently about how to budget so we can live off just my income. She'd been dipping into savings to pull her weight, but that's all tied up in investments now. I said if I'm the one who has to work, and I'd rather not, I don't think I should have to spend my money for funding her hobbies and spending money. If she chooses not to work, then she can buy clothes at the charity shop instead of new and get a friend to cut her hair for free, etc. Or she can get a job working a night shift or start an online business or something to fund her spending money. I don't see why I should have to pay for stuff like her sewing materials and gym memberships, since I don't benefit from them and they're not my responsibility. I'm happy to pay for stuff for our daughter, seeing as she's my responsibility, so I don't think I'm being unreasonable here. I work 36 hours a week and I already pay for the bills and food. She said that's not fair if I get to enjoy my gym membership and hobbies like video games, but the difference is I'm paying for them with my money. My wife said her inheritance was worth more than if she spent her whole life working, and without that, both of us would be working anyway and having higher expenses from paying a mortgage and car loans, so I should count that as her contribution and share my money with her. Am I the arsehole?
Alright, we obviously know he is.
Oh, yeah.
But I do kind of understand a little bit where he's coming from. Where gaming is not cheap, especially if you're always buying.
But that's his hobby, not hers.
I thought he said that was her
No,
hobby.
she's like, how can you spend money on your gym membership and your hobbies like gaming, but you won't spend it on me type thing?
Oh, no, then he's just been an arsehole. That's just
like, they've got a kid together. A lot of mums for a fair while do stay home with the kid.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
That is both your child, they're helping raise that child, so they are not earning, having money come in. When we both moved in together, we started sharing money.
I know.
Sometimes we've had 5 kids and I did have time off, and prior to our last 2 kids, I wasn't eligible for any type of leave pay.
No.
So we just lived off your income, but
it's a challenge, but that's just how it works. But we didn't
You're
have
a partnership.
We didn't have a house and cars paid for us either. We were still paying for that stuff.
If she could have been selfish with that inheritance and said, no,
you're not getting anything.
That's my inheritance.
Yeah.
I'm keeping it.
You can come live in my house, but I'm not buying you a new car, but I'm buying a new car. She could have been a real arsehole about it.
You can buy your own stuff. You can do this and that.
Yeah.
But she didn't.
No, she split it, so to speak. And she's obviously thought about retirement, because they've put some away for retirement. And if they've thrown money into investments, if they're decent investments, they can always get some back out of it.
And it said she has some mental health struggles.
Yes, and he obviously hasn't worded that, which is fine, because that's not everyone's business. But what I mean, it
does state that she had some trouble. She's got a minor disability that makes life work hard.
Yeah.
So why can't he be there for her? She's helped him with inheritance, Sadly enough, it's because someone's passed away, but she's helped him get way further than they probably would have
Without
been able
that,
to get without that.
he just doesn't want to do a 40-hour week.
Sometimes you can't help it. A lot of men want their wives to be a stay-at-home mum so their kids don't have to go to daycare all the time and that, and to help raise their kids.
Yeah.
And once they're in school and that, then the wife starts looking for work.
I'm not sure where he's trying to come from here.
Well,
I think he's been slightly greedy.
we might find out in some comments, I think.
I think we have to read some.
Yep, so you're the arsehole. You're aware that the inheritance belongs solely to your wife, right? She didn't have to buy you a house, car, or fund your retirement. And someone's like, OP doesn't know how lucky he is.
No.
Someone's, I agree, this insane. She brought them their house, but no gym membership. OP, if you feel this way, pay her for the car you were driving. And the house he's living in, someone else said.
Yeah. Well, see, a gym membership, you don't need a gym membership anyway.
No. And here you go. OP, wife should definitely start charging him rent. And car payments. Geez, this guy is delusional. OP, your wife has been through trauma. She has a disability that makes working difficult. She lost a woman who raised her.
Yep.
I don't buy your sort of raised her, given that your wife got everything. Obviously, her nan was extremely important and possibly the only real family she had. She used that inheritance to house you. You don't have to pay a mortgage. You got a new car. Do you realise the position you're in? Don't be so bloody petty and jealous about her needing to stay home right now. Have you even been supporting her emotionally during the grieving process? I doubt it.
Probably not. He's too self-centered.
Yep, he is.
People like this shit me, actually. They really do. Like, it's just
This-
only thinking about themselves.
And this is what I've always believed, whether whether the husband's working, whether the wife's working, whatever it may be. When you're married, this comment has it.
Mm.
This in particular pisses me off. It's a marriage, a partnership. Sometimes we have to work together to make things work. And hell, sounds like she's home with their daughter. OP had better not forget how hard it is to raise kids. Keep the house tidy, bear the mental load, etc., etc. Talk about entitlement.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, he's just a idiot.
Yeah.
Really, he's just an arsehole. And that's why he's where he is on this. Like, he got thrown here via Reddit because he really is the devil.
Oh, yeah, like, he doesn't, yeah. He's just jealous that he still has to work. Lol.
That's partially it, but he said work. He didn't say he's still doing a full-time job. What if he's only doing 20 hours a week or something?
Well, he says 36 hours.
But there's a lot of people that a standard week for them is 38, 40 hours a week, and they're not even complaining. So he's just been a sook.
OP is a massive smelly arsehole just because of this. But also, as a stay-at-home mum, OP's wife provides round-the-clock care for their daughter. She should start charging him for that service. If he doesn't want to fund her well-being, then why should she provide free childcare?
Yeah.
OP, you sound like a competitive, jealous person, not a partner. You're the arsehole.
Yeah. No, he's... yeah, this one's pretty straight down the line, isn't
I
it?
think
He's just
so.
an arsehole.
Yeah.
He's been given a lot. How old was he?
I can't remember. I'll have a look in a minute.
Because only having one child, if they're at a younger age,
Stated.
I don't think he did either, but if they're only in their late 20s or something, and they've got a house paid for with 2 new cars, something away for retirement and investments, you can't complain.
Yeah, that's it.
That's a big step.
It is. I wish,
I wish we were in that spot.
It would be good, wouldn't it?
It'd be nice.
Someone's like, so your wife bought your house, 2 cars, fully funded your retirement, and is raising your kid, but you don't think you should pay for things she enjoys. Maybe she should take back the house and cars.
Yeah. I don't think there was an age.
No, there wasn't an age. It was 2 years ago. Oh. His wife has more than contributed by buying their house, cars, and pension pot, meaning there's no car payments, pension, or mortgage coming out of his paycheck every month. If he wants to consider it separately his/her money, then he can pay half of what the mortgage would have been, something towards his car, and set up his home pension/401k. Heard that before. It must be, some sort of pension account. I'm sure that would give her more than enough to fund her hobbies.
Yeah, I don't understand what his problem is.
This guy, does he really think like this? What a selfish prick.
And yeah, that's 100% how I look at it. He's just a selfish prick.
It is, because at the end of the day, she pretty much set them up. Well, the inheritance set them up.
Yeah.
She didn't need to share that inheritance with him. And she thought, I'm married, this is my husband, this is our family, this is ours.
Yeah, but like someone else said...
She's been completely unselfish.
Has he even thought one bit about the fact that she's still going through the fact that she just lost her nan?
Oh, that's it. Grieving is a...
She's still grieving and you're complaining about spending a little bit of money on it. Mate, give her a break.
Well, that's it.
She already set you up for life.
Yeah.
Let her grieve before you start whinging about spending $100 or something a week on a couple of little things for her. Just ignore it.
Yeah,
don't worry about it.
Anyway.
Wait until your kid gets older. I'll tell you that. You think she's going to be bad with money. Kids want everything.
Oh, yeah. Someone's like, to be honest, I would have locked him out of the house and he couldn't use a car either since she paid for it. Anyway.
Yeah, well, that's a possibility too.
Nah, I agree with this devil one. Yeah.
Go find another one.
Yeah. See how many more devils there are.
Oh, God, there must be thousands on Reddit.
Alright. This one is... I don't need to tell you where it's from.
I think everyone's going to be on that one now.
Yeah. It's, how dare my wife worry I'm dead.
What?
So that's just been renamed on Am I the Devil. It originated from Am I the Arsehole. And it states, am I the arsehole for yelling at my wife after she blew up my phone with calls because of a fire?
Well, if you were there, she's probably trying to figure out if you're dead or alive.
So, alright. Another throwaway account.
Yeah.
Throwaway because some of this made local news and I don't want it coming back to me. I work in a place where we are not allowed to have personal electronics on us at all. No phones, no smartwatches, no pages. I've been working here for about 6 months, so my wife knows this and understands that she should not try to contact me by my cell at work. Phones are dropped off in our lockers and I typically have mine on Do Not Disturb. Before this incident, my phone has never gone off in the locker before. Recently, there was a pretty big fire at a secondary work site that I do work at occasionally, but that day I was working at the main building. Local news covered the story, the fire, before I found out about it because, again, no electronics. Plus, the work we do isolates us a bit, so news travels pretty slowly. There was a few casualties, a lot of seriously injured folk. My wife had been watching the news from home and started freaking out, I guess. She called me 20 freaking times, which, and I did not know this was possible, overrode my D&D. And my phone was ringing for a while in my locker. In the middle of my shift, I got called into my manager's office and was chewed out and written up for my phone making so much noise. They told me to go take care of whatever it was making my phone go off before I went back to work. I won't lie, when I saw those 20 missed calls from my wife, I was seriously pissed off. Like I said, she knows not to try to contact me directly, and a citation hurt my chances of getting a raise or promotion. I called her back and she was sobbing and asking me if I was okay. I said, of course I was okay, and asked what the was wrong with her to call me so many times. She was still crying and started talking about the fire. After that, I started half yelling at her about all the reasons it was dumb of her to call me. When I got home, she was super upset with me. I apologized for yelling, but she refused to talk. She's been very chilly the past few days and sleeping in our daughter's room. I know it was not the best decision to yell at her, but I still think my anger justified. One, she knows I don't work in the secondary work site very often. Two, she knows that I can't be contacted directly and she should have just called the office. And three, 20 calls is absolutely insane. Am I the arsehole?
Couple of things. One, don't work at the other site very often. So you do work there, which means you could have been
I was
there.
thinking that.
The third one was ring the workplace directly. They were probably dealing with the fire.
She could have rang the other workplace where he was actually.
That's what I mean. But they were probably dealing with the fire brigade and all that sort of stuff, making sure. It sounds to me like he works at the head office.
Yeah, so she could have rang the head office, not the secondary side. She should have rang the head office.
Where he was. But guess what? She wouldn't have necessarily got through. They'll probably be inundated from other phone calls.
But do you know what? Because of that kind of annoys me, the fact he got a write-up and that. They know about the fire, so they know that their spouses and whatnot might have been panicking and trying to contact them.
I think they were...
So I think they screwed up a bit there.
Depending on the workplace, some of them are just like, no, we can't have that type of stuff happening.
Yeah, but when it comes to this, there was casualties, so there was deaths by the sounds of it.
Well, there was definitely people probably thrown in the ICU.
And people seriously hurt. It's casualties and seriously hurt, it said.
Yeah.
So you'd think the workplace would be a bit lenient when it comes to
on
that.
this particular event, but they definitely... but the write-up may have been said, can you please tell your wife to ring the office? It might not even been a serious write-up. It could have just been... we've got to write down that from now on your wife is not to ring. Turn your phone off. Don't just put on Do Not Disturb. Turn your phone off.
Alright, well, let's see what some other people need to think about. You're the arsehole. Holy she was concerned for your safety. Also, just have your phone on silent and then it won't matter how many times people call or text you. Edit. Thanks for the award. So they must have a lot of upvotes for that one, I think. While I agree that OP is the arsehole, I am also wondering why the company is sanctioning someone for having their spouse call as they saw news about a serious accident at the plant.
Yeah.
The kind of soulless company is that? So OP's manager is also the arsehole. What I just said.
Yeah. Yep. I do think that. I think they're arseholes for it.
Yeah. Someone's like, absolutely quite a dystopian working environment when colleagues die in a fire and at the next site, people are subjected to the usual drill as if nothing happened.
You'd almost quit because of that. And go home to your wife and say, I'm sorry I blew up at you, but I've got to look for another job now because I just told them to go themselves because I'm not accepting a write-up because my wife was concerned about it.
Well, that's it. Someone's like, right, I feel like that the manager ought to have calmly informed everyone about the fire at the other side and instructed them to call their loved ones to let them know they were okay. OP's wife's reaction is completely understandable here.
Yeah.
Let's have some freaking humanity in the workplace.
Yeah.
I believe that husband should no way have gone off. The workplace itself should not have sanctioned him for it.
No. It should have been completely accepted and going, I understand where you're coming or where your wife's coming from.
Mm-hmm.
And then actually gone out and said, does anyone need to go make a call to a loved one who may have very well seen exactly what OP's wife has seen? Everyone's having a 5-minute break. Go make a call. Let at least one person know. They can let everyone else know. And come back to work.
Yeah.
You know? But the manager just sounds like an arsehole.
Pretty much, yeah. You're the arsehole. Your wife was worried that you could have been killed, and you're upset that she was checks notes concerned about you. Do you not understand human emotions? She was panicking. She wasn't thinking about your possible promotion. She was thinking that you could be seriously hurt or even dead. All she wanted to do in that moment was hear your voice and hear it tell her that you're okay and that you love her and you'll be home safe. But instead, when she finally does, she hears it berate her and call her dumb. That being said, your employers are the biggest assholes gone. Your place of work is on fire and they don't say, hey, go let your loved ones know that you're okay. Who wants to work for psychopaths?
That's what I just said.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think we've got this one down, haven't we? It's,
Oh, yeah.
he's the arsehole. They're the devil.
I was about to say that. I reckon he's the arsehole.
He's the
They're
arsehole.
the devil. Yeah.
But
yeah,
he's the arsehole. They're the devil because they honestly didn't even think for people to be able to say, oh, this has happened down the road. Let your families know that you're okay, because it's just not hard. Everyone could have made a 2-second phone call saying, I'm good. If you've seen this on the news, I'm okay. It's other people.
Anyway, look.
One of those bloody things.
Obviously went to Emma the Devil. This was posted over a year ago. So someone else, OP's work is insane. She thought he was dead and he got written up for his phone in his locker making noise. And they didn't even tell their employers what had happened so they could reassure their families. I think the employers are more devils there.
I think he shouldn't have called it "Am I the arsehole?" He should have called it "Is my workplace the arsehole?"
Yeah, pretty much.
Because
he should never have gone off at her like he did.
No, he screwed up.
That's a given.
That's a relationship thing. He blew up for no reason, but his workplace shouldn't have sanctioned him. They shouldn't have had a go at him.
That's it.
They should have told everyone there to go call their loved ones and then come back to work and left it at that, and everyone would have been happy, including
why
all
else?
the loved ones out there. They would have been at least been able to understand.
Well, that's it. Anyway.
Where that, and it's sad because there would have been loved ones that didn't get a phone call.
Well, that's it. Yeah.
So
anyway, all right. I think we're done with that one.
I think that one can be called quits.
Yeah. Okay, so this one is my ex-girlfriend got revenge on me, and I'm so broken. He's been deemed an arsehole from another realm. And this came from True Off My Chest with the same heading. Alright, I, male 25, have been with my ex-girlfriend Carly, 23, for nearly 10 years. Well, they're now exes.
Yeah.
We were high school sweethearts and we had a good relationship up until after she completed college. Adulthood has been putting a strain on our relationship, so bills and finding sustainable jobs has been a challenge. We started arguing a bunch and just started overall being annoyed with each other's existence. We weren't sleeping in the same room, let alone being intimate. It was a tough time to say the least. We tried therapy and I felt like it wasn't working. I honestly wanted it to be done, but I couldn't break up with her because we lived together and she helped me get out of debt. So I did something horrible and I started cheating on her with her childhood best friend.
Oh, yeah.
If you're going to cheat, why cheat on someone with someone they are very close with? I've never got that. And why would that close person
why
do
cheat
that?
at all? We'll just leave that at that.
I know. Well, yeah. I thought she would never find out, and my gosh, I was wrong.
No shit.
Yesterday afternoon, I came home and she wanted to talk. And without hesitation, she jumped straight into it and asked me point blank if I was cheating on her. And of course, I tried to lie and she just started laughing and says, I knew you weren't going to admit it, but I was going to give you the benefit of the doubt. So now, I just feel less guilty. I just confessed to her and she just looked at me and didn't have any expression nor speak. When I finished, she just laughed and told me and I would never forget it. Honestly, it's fine. Because Louis was over last weekend and we had a great time. My heart dropped to my stomach. Because Louis is my big brother.
That's worse than your best friend.
Yeah. I just thought it was low blow on Carly, given she knew how insecure I was about my brother. He's a golden child and literally always did things 10 times better than me. I'm stuck having to have some sort of relationship with him, And meanwhile, she can just drop her friend. My chest and heart has been hurting so much since I found out, and I'm so broken. I know I was wrong for cheating first, but if she knew, why didn't she just break up with me first? I called out of work because I feel like throwing up just thinking about it. Edit. I did not intend for this to be a viral post. I'm just extremely hurt and I get up. Also, yes, I know she did because she offered video proof and my brother has been dodging my calls. I'm going actually insane right now and all the people here are just obsessed with kicking me while I'm down and it's up. Like I get lol, so funny. She won, good for her. Also with the debt she helped me paid off. She just did it from her inheritance. I didn't ask her. If she asks for the money back, I will be willing to set up some payment arrangements with her. Look,
Jesus Christ, what a real around.
So obviously,
the brother's an asshole.
Yeah.
For doing it, and he's a for doing it to begin with.
He knows he's stuffed up, but then she goes and does it with the brother. The brother he has a lot of insecurities about.
Well, if he's 10 times better, well, shit.
But supposedly...
Maybe not in this one. In this one occasion, he's not 10 times better.
Yeah.
I don't even know where to go with that. Like, that is just such a around. Like, adulthood's hard. No shit, Sherlock. No one said it was easy.
Well, like someone just said, he's 10 times better at everything. So I'm guessing the sister wanted to see what 10 times better was like.
Well,
I
maybe.
said that. That wasn't a comment. The comment was he's 10 times better at everything. But I'm guessing she just wanted to see what 10 times better was like.
Yeah, maybe. Well, if the boyfriend went from being a 9 out of 10, he just dropped a long way.
Oh, God. Lol, leave her alone because if you piss her off more, she'll start comparing sizes and at that point you'll need to get a new family.
or a measuring tape.
Not only is he 10 times better at everything, he's even way bigger than you are. Probably marry Louie and brag about how he's just so good to her in every way that she had to make sure he was all hers. Why didn't you break up with her before cheating? With her best friend, whom I'm guessing is no longer a friend. She wanted to hurt you as much as you hurt her.
I think that's it.
It's a bit of a bigger step.
It's yeah. Well, you've got cheating with a friend, and cheating with a family member. And that's
actually, cheating with a friend and cheating with a best friend is actually a big jump as well.
Well,
best friends are just something,
Cheating with a friend, a best friend.
Then a family member, and
then
a sibling.
A sibling, and a sibling, and then a parent.
Yeah, no, we won't go there, but,
There's probably a list, but either way, cheating is cheating, and they both screwed it all up.
So, yeah, like, OP comes with his sob story, hoping for support. What the heck did he expect? The guy cheats on his girlfriend, and by the looks of it, was financially supporting him, and then goes into full surprised Pikachu face when it backfires. Yeah, OP, maybe your brother does deserve 10 times better than you, but to be fair, I feel like any decent guy probably does 10 times better than you, or at least they know not to cheat on their partner. Well, that's true, but you know what? Sometimes best friends are like sisters or brothers to you, so it hurt just as much, so I don't know.
My best friend's like my brother, and
I don't think he'd ever cheat,
No. No, because that would have been wrong.
Someone's like...
In our books.
Oh, yeah.
You don't...
Most people's books.
Yeah.
Gotta be honest, man. I have no sympathy for you. I don't think he's getting any sympathy.
I haven't got sympathy for either one of them.
It wasn't a low blow. You deserve every bit of it and had it coming. And asking why she didn't just break up with you first tells us volumes about you and your maturity. That's the thing you should have done. Why do you get to behave like a childish asshole, but still somehow think you get to hold her to a higher standard? Not how it works. She got you good, and you 100% deserve it. We're practically begging for it. Ain't no one gonna feel bad for you now. Don't be such a spineless little cheat next time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
nah.
one's the brother should have kept it in his pants. I
Oh,
think he should
yeah.
have stayed out of it. But she should have just said, you know what? If that's how you want to be,
We're done.
come home. I want to talk to you. Oh,
But I guess she
you know-
wanted revenge.
well, that's the thing. She was after the revenge.
Yeah.
But with the brother, because that's going to make their rivalry.
But a lot
their
of people believe he
friendship
deserved it. He had
Oh,
it done
yeah.
now. He knows what it feels like, type thing.
Yeah, but now the brothers will
Karma's a bitch. I've said that in so many of our Reddits.
Yeah.
Karma is a bloody bitch.
But they probably won't talk for a long time, the brothers.
Oh, yeah.
And he said adulthood was getting hard. So to me, I start thinking, they're only like, what, 22? I don't know what their ages are.
Yeah, 25 and 23.
25 and 23. So they are young adults. Mate, but that's what adulthood is.
Yeah.
It's going to get hard.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it may get harder at times, and then even harder
well,
again
they'll
before it
learn.
gets better.
We all had to learn.
Yeah, but we
Some
don't.
easier than others.
You don't have to learn by cheating.
Oh, no.
That's not the
I've
way
been
to learn.
cheated on. It ain't fun. It's not
No.
fun. I've never
So-
cheated. Don't believe in it. Anyway, let's get on to our last story for the night.
Last story.
Yeah. See if we can find a really big devil. Alright, so this is OP legit hates his pregnant wife. It originated from two hot takes. So the original title was, am I the arsehole for secretly eating takeaway food my pregnant wife cannot eat because she has gestational diabetes?
Yeah, it's probably wrong. But,
Mhm. It depends
yeah.
what we can see in here. Alright, so my wife, 34 female, and I, 35 male, have been married for 10 years and been together for 15. She is 7 months pregnant and has gestational diabetes, which has been very hard on her, and by extension, very hard on me too, and our relationship. Don't ask me how having gestational diabetes can be hard on
Him.
their relationship.
Well, it shouldn't be hard on a relationship in general, but it shouldn't be hard on him.
Anyway, her doctor has strictly recommended she follows a strict diet, and that means no sugar or high-calorie foods such as Alfredo sauce or pizza and the likes. Naturally, she has been very, very upset because she has cravings, but there's no way she can indulge, which is... I'm glad I never had it because that is true. When you... Not that I had cravings, but if I did and you couldn't have it, it'd be hard.
Yes, you did. Macca's bloody
Wasn't
Cokes.
but
Every time I went near McDonald's. Let's go
Yeah.
get one.
that was only from one or two of my pregnancies.
Yeah, no, but still.
She has gone sick of the alternatives suggested to her and would start sobbing sometimes when we go outside because she will see all these foods places only to realize she cannot eat what she wants. I feel for her. I really do. Do you?
I was just thinking, do you, considering where you are at the moment?
Our relationship started to break down a little when she started taking her anger out on me. Okay. My offense, ordering the things I like to eat, such as cookies, cheese, frozen snacks, we get groceries to deliver to us, by the way, just like any other person does. She was extremely mad at me for being able to enjoy eating these things and made me feel guilty for eating stuff she craves. My breaking point was when she angry cried over the fact I brought home a box of donuts I received from offers on my birthday. I was sick of her behaviour and constant policing of my food intake in our home, that I, in no uncertain terms, made it very clear that she cannot punish me for a health problem she has, and that this is my house too, and I will eat and drink whatever and whenever I please. We had a bad argument that day, and I uttered divorce. That seemed to shake us both, and we did a few sessions of marital counselling. The thing is, yes, she's got the health problem, but it's not a health problem that she can control.
He helped cause it.
Well, no. Well, by the pregnancy, yes. Okay.
Think about it. If he hadn't done what he done, she wouldn't have it, and you could have your donuts.
Anyway, to keep it short, our therapist held her accountable and shared that it was unfair on me to be at the receiving end of her emotional distress. However, she also emphasized that my wife is probably feeling unsupported too, and I could try to be a bit more discreet and stick to making healthier meals together, which would be greater for both of us. Since my wife cannot make up for excess blood sugar she has by working out a lot, she is chubby and has bad knees. I can see why she feels helpless. As a solution, we decided to stock up the forbidden foods in the second fridge we have in the drawing room of our home that we used to store drinks and guest snacks for. It's better when reminders of the things she craves but can't eat are not there in the common fridge. This also means I can almost never order takeout at home, and sometimes I miss doing that while watching Netflix. I still missed having the occasional pasta dish at the Cheesecake Factory or McDonald's. So sometimes when I drive home from work, I eat in my car, keeping the therapist reminder triggers in mind, because I know that my wife, knowing that I ate stuff she can't, will make her mad. Yesterday, though, I took my wife on a long drive and she found a receipt of the Cheesecake Factory on the floor.
Knew that was coming.
Yep. At the moment when she found it, she started sobbing and wouldn't talk to me. She is now pissed at me and feels like I have betrayed her. I think she is overreacting, and I don't think I am wrong. Since 80% of the meals I have in a week are with her, I try to have takeouts without her on Fridays mostly. I do not think I am an arsehole, because wife and I have an argument that I will be discreet when I want to indulge in food I want to eat, so that she does not get triggered every time. Am I the arsehole? It's a hard one.
It's a hard one. I'm guessing yes. He could have done a better job hiding it.
Yeah. Look, it's not her fault she's got it. She may...
But it also...
probably shouldn't get grumpy and argue at him every time.
No, but also...
It's not his fault.
It's not his fault.
Mm.
If he's still having meals with her like 80% of the time...
Why can't he if he's not around?
Indulge a little bit and just do a better job at hiding it. And for that matter, let her know that, oh, by the way, sometimes I still do have this stuff, but I make sure not around
But every time it's mentioned, she gets grumpy and angry, so it might be better if he says nothing at all.
Maybe, but at least you're being honest.
Yeah, it's a hard one, because I get she has it, which means she can't eat certain foods, which means he can't eat certain foods. But in saying that, it's only for 9 months, so could you just be there for her? Actually, less than 9 months, because 90% of the time, you usually only get tested for gestational diabetes around 20 weeks of pregnancy.
Yeah.
So it's not even 9 months.
No, that's right.
So could he hold off for them 9 months?
No, let's find out.
Just to be there for
Is there any more?
Anyway, well, there is an edit, so I'll read the edit before we get into some comments.
Good idea.
So, there is still resentment I have against her for ruining my birthday. Basically, the gift I got from my wife that day was her yelling at me and me uttering divorce and ending the night in tears. I still hate her for it, for creating a bad memory I likely won't be able to erase, but I am working on it. I feel the same way too when I read what I wrote. I do not want to hate her, but I do. I still cry thinking about how we fought for something seemingly innocent, and I feel so wronged that no one sees that this was unfair and borderline abusive for me to be at the receiving end of this as a spouse, because I happen to be a husband in this dynamic. I am not sure about therapy for this, but I grew up poor and food insecurities was a big part of my childhood. It makes me feel pretty shitty that now that I have means to provide for myself, I still cannot do what I want. But no one sees my trauma and why I want to be able to make my own decisions too. And even if I didn't have this trauma, I shouldn't need a reason to act with autonomy, as long as I am supportive of her and being considerate about her food issues, which I positively have acknowledged in therapy and with her, and am doing my part, even though I and our therapist agreed that her initial demands were ridiculous. I was made to feel like a horrible person for simply bringing a box of donuts my co-workers got me on my birthday when there was no malice involved, no bad intention, no desire to rub it in her face or whatever rest of the world calls it. I regretted being a married man that day and wished I never met her. I have never let anyone bring my self-esteem down in the way my wife did. I have never given anyone else the power to hurt me like she did, and I want to take it away. No one has ever made me feel like a criminal for eating a donut and storing the rest in the fridge inside the house I own too.
Yeah. A criminal for eating a donut.
I half get it. He got
Yeah.
him for his birthday. It wasn't like
The
he went and
workmates
picked him
bought
up
him-
and brought him and, you know.
Well, you would have had a couple of options besides that. Probably one, but two. First, don't bring him home. Leave him in the office at the workplace.
If they have a fridge,
If they
depending
have a
on
fridge,
the work.
yep.
Yeah.
If not, if it's cool enough weather, leave him in the car where the wife's not going to see him and smell him for that matter, because, you know, donuts you can usually smell. But honestly, she's obviously been very fiery in her current medical situation. So he's sort of got to tread lightly about what he's doing. And it's not. It wouldn't be an easy thing to do. I'm glad we never had to go through that. But
yeah, I know.
I mean, I would have dealt with it. And if I was going to eat something like that, I would have gone and got, you know, one donut from somewhere and eaten it, and you would never have found out about it.
Oh.
Wouldn't have told fucking anyone. Unless I ran into someone, I said, "You do not tell her because she'll crack the shits."
I would not.
And you would have. No, I'm saying if it was the same, like. But yeah, I can understand where he's like, okay, if it's true and he's had a bit of a hard life where food was, you got what you're given, that's it. You didn't get the benefits of these little things and
the
that.
weird thing is, he didn't write that in his initial comments, so
No.
he's just saying that for people to feel sorry for him.
More than
I'm
likely.
not saying he is. It could be true, but he didn't state that's why he, like, you know. So I don't know. First comment: are you the arsehole for occasionally eating fast food away from home that your wife doesn't know about? No.
No.
You're the arsehole for literally every single other thing you wrote in this post. Like, what do you mean you still hate her?
Yeah.
Someone's, what a horrible tragedy. It was his birthday. His wife that is carrying his baby was hormonal and was upset. He brought home something she couldn't have. The horror.
Yeah.
What is it about men resenting women for a pregnancy they helped create? I had anemia during my pregnancy and not only craved but needed lots of meat. My husband called me an insatiable meat demon. Insatiable meat demon because our grocery bills were higher. Like the baby will take what it needs either way. Would they rather the baby literally eat our bodies from the inside instead?
Wow.
I still hate her for it. Lord, I hope you'll divorce before you up that eventual kid's perception of what a relationship should look like. She has gestational diabetes. She has food restrictions you contributed to, babes. She didn't eat herself into the issue. It came with growing your child, and you're mad because after watching you sacrifice nothing, she got mad. Jesus, if you can't go without Cheesecake Factory or McDonald's for a couple of months, evaluate your own food issues.
Yeah, that's a valid point actually.
Yeah.
If he can't go, when you say about 20 weeks, they do it, so you got about another 20 weeks. So
some have to get it done earlier if they're higher.
But you're looking at another 5 months or so.
Yeah.
You go, 5 months, mate. Just go without, deal without it. You know, like And if you really, really want to sneak a little piece of cheesecake, good.
Well, someone's like, I found him funny. He called her chubby. But from what he says, I bet he is too from all the junk he eats.
Yeah, well, that's what it sounded like. Someone else was just saying is that if you can't go that long, you've
Well,
obviously got a food problem too.
Onto the back of that comment, she's chubby and has bad knees. She's pregnant, dude. What did you expect?
Yes.
Oh, God. This stuck out to me because being chubby and having bad knees are reasons to exercise, even when pregnant. It has to be appropriate for pregnancy and her fitness level. But that made no sense to me, except that he wanted to make a dig at his wife.
Yeah.
She isn't crying because of the food. It's because of the clear lack of support from you and your general piss poor attitude towards your wife who has GD, which essentially means the fetus is acting like a parasite for nutrition. You threatened divorce because you got upset that your pregnant hormonal wife cried over a box of donuts that you knew she can't have and would be upset by. You're the arsehole.
Yeah, I think in the long run he's still the arsehole. I don't think it wouldn't matter how I tried to word this, or anyone, even other women tried to word this. You can't really make him look like the good guy because he's still he has control of what he can and can't do, whereas she
doesn't.
So he's still going to be the arsehole, and he's still fucking him up.
Okay.
And the worst part, I think, is on that birthday, made my birthday bad, and so he threatened her with divorce. Mate, that is a piss poor attitude.
Oh, yeah.
Like, really?
OP's making her suffering about him. It's so selfish. She cannot eat that food, but she's craving it, and he eats it right in front of her. What does he imagine she should do? Smile politely and get him a beer while he's choosing to make things worse for her?
Turn the game on too.
He wants his pregnant wife to not disrupt a moment of his comfort, no matter how awful he's making things for her. Zero consideration at all. I don't see how a man like this could be any sort of decent father. Ooh.
Yeah, well, you got to look at it like that. What's he going to be like when the baby's around?
And someone's like this. If OP is that inconsiderate during pregnancy, I cannot imagine he'll be any more considerate when baby is born.
Mm-hmm.
Wife is healing up 3 times a night with feeding the baby, the extra loads of laundry, crying, colic, etc. You're the arsehole. OP is already behaving like a jackass.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, I think he's definitely the arsehole. Like, I get it. He still wants a bit of food and he can't. But the way he's gone about it, and it's literally not even 9 months.
I know.
Like,
no, well, if it's, say, the 20-week mark, it's, say, 5 months. And then he can go back to eating that.
I think it's around the 20-week mark. It might be a little bit, give or take.
Give or take, you're looking at approximately 5 months.
Mm.
So it's not even the full 9 months. And if he's eating that much of that stuff, he probably needs to cut back anyway.
Yeah, well, that's it.
Like, without trying to be rude, but if he cuts back a bit, he might not want as much of it. And that 5 months could do him the world of good before he gets diabetes.
If his wife is as inconsiderate as OP and had little self-control, she'd be in a diabetic coma by now and at risk of losing their child. But hey, her body, her health issues, her problem, right? I'm assuming it says something that we shouldn't see because it's blanked out.
Yep. Yeah, it's probably words they're not meant to have written on.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, it actually also states that it's an arsehole from another arm. So, and this was 167 days ago, so my assumption is Bub would already be here by now.
Yes.
Yeah. Alright, so it's come to that time of the night again where we have no more stories for you.
That's pretty sad, isn't it?
Yes, but make sure you tune in next week. What we have forgot to tell you, just because of a little bit of life commitments and, 5 kids, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, the 5 kids.
We have dropped down to fortnightly, but as soon as we've got a bit more time on our hands, we are hoping to go back up to weekly.
That'd be nice.
It will be, but I hope you enjoyed tonight's stories. They were pretty devilish, I guess you could say.
Devilish is a good word.
Anyway.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. And go across and check out the games.
Yeah, and we've got a Facebook page and an Instagram page if you'd like to have a look at. Yep. We do also have a TikTok page now, so we're getting there with them all. But
yeah, we'll get there.
Chuck a comment below if you have some more suggestions for another Reddit story for us to do, and we'll make sure to look into it.
All right.
Yep.
I reckon that's their job. So.
Yeah. Well, you all have a good night, and we will see you next fortnight.
Good night.